Alright guys, this will be a little bit different of a video today. A little update here with learning math. So my new textbook is still in the mail. And I do think it is extremely beneficial to go through this discrete math book, but at least at the pace I'm going, it's going to take a long time. Maybe years to master everything in this book, which is realistic. I'm wondering if there's something I should sequence before this to gain even more. And I'm not completely opposed to that. So maybe some more broad book that gets math as a whole. I do really enjoy learning about this logic, and I'm excited to learn more about it. But I think for the first couple minutes of today, well, actually, we should review what we learned yesterday first. So I believe we began reading about the origin of logic with Aristotle, and then symbolic logic being developed by German philosopher Leibniz, I believe. And then modern symbolic logic then being picked up and evolved by Boole and De Morgan. And modern symbolic logic being the theoretical underpinning underlying all of like modern computer science, as well as AI, or a lot of it. A lot of computer science, yeah. Okay, yeah, then we got into the central kind of point of logic as a whole. Propositional logic, symbolic logic, syllogistic logic. I think it was logic as a whole. Compound statements. Basically, whatever it was that logic is all about proving a conclusion. You can't basically prove an axiom, an assumed truth, but it can say if this thing is true, then this thing is also true based on this logical argument. And an argument is a sequence of statements in which each statement is basically, it's true based on its own merit. So it's like an axiom or a proof or something that's been proven theorem. I don't know the definitions yet. That will be in the next textbooks. The first chapter is called Speaking Mathematically, so I'll be able to know. But each statement of a logical argument is either an axiom or an assumed truth, or it is a statement that is logically deriven from a previous statement in the argument. Basically, you're trying to show the validity of a conclusion in logic. Okay. Anything I'm missing? Let's find out. Aristotle he created logic as a set of rules for deductive reasoning for the study of all branches of knowledge. So, right, symbolic logic was kind of formed by Leibniz to streamline, mechanize the algebra or logic. Okay, logic is also known as the science of reasoning. I don't mind continuing this book. There's some good stuff in here, I will say that. I do enjoy it. All right, either way, just for the first few minutes, I'm going to use ChatGPT and just kind of explore what type of books are out there, and if ChatGPT recommends I should sequence a book before this or not. And that should only take about 5 to 10 minutes, hopefully. And depending on the result of this, I will continue in this book right now, or I will do something else. Or either way, I'll probably continue in this book, but for today at least, until the new textbook arrives. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, so thinking with ChatGPT, I've kind of come to the conclusion that it is probably better to get a big picture overview of all of mathematics basically first, and then zoom back into discrete math, and then zoom back into logic. Maybe that's not necessary, maybe it is. I think it will probably expedite the learning process, like if I have a bigger map and I can just connect things and how it connects to the bigger picture. And right now I'm having ChatGPT. Well, ChatGPT gave me a good book recommendation. It's got 500 reviews on Amazon, 4.4 stars. So yeah, I think it's a good book. It's called Mathematics, A Very Short Introduction by Timothy Gowers. And he is apparently a Fields medalist in math. I think it's a math award. So yeah, it's like $8, $9. So I'm just gonna order that one. It's only 150 pages, so we could actually move through that book pretty quickly. And then I'm having ChatGPT do a deep research on the best resources to get the big picture of mathematics as a field that's accessible to someone that has minimum learning experience. And yeah. All right, just ordered that one. $10. I think it's well worth the investment. And this looks like it's going to be quite a long research. It's got 5 resources right now, and it's only looks 7 resources, and it looks like it's like 15% of the way done. So in the meantime, what I will do is actually just I'll finish reading the section on logical form and logical equivalence, and then I'll recall that while this does the research. All right, so just finish that section off. Basically, they stated 2 different types of statements, 2 logical arguments, you could say. And one logical argument was very word-based, and one was very numbers-based. But the underlying form of both was the same, and they used symbols to denote components of each argument in order to show that these are both the same type of logical statement or logical argument, I should say. And basically, they both, when abstracted into symbols, they both said, if R... No, I think they said, if P or Q, then R, therefore, if not R, P and Q. Oh, if not R, then not P and not Q. So if Q or R, then if Q or P, if P or Q, I'm sure we're going to learn this again, but I want to get this right. This is one of the logical argument structures is, if P and Q, then R. Therefore, if not R, then not P and not Q. That's just a logical structure, I guess, argument structure. And so now ChatGPT is currently on 22 sources. And I've got like a minute left or two. So I'm happy we got this next one ordered. And we made a little progress. So they use symbols to abstract logic into symbolic logic, I think. And so the next section is an example, identifying logical form. So this is the first example, identifying logical form. Okay, pretty quick and short. I'm going to try and get this one through too. Okay, wrapping up. So this was an exercise or an example, and basically it was like a worked exercise of you're given a logical statement or argument, or is there a difference? I think it's an argument, and then you have to basically there's another one with blanks. There's another argument with blanks, and you have to kind of fill in the blanks to match the structure. And then you have to identify the symbolic abstraction of the argument. And so this one was like basically if P or Q, then R, then it was like Q is given, so therefore R. I think that's basically kind of the logical form it was talking about. Yep. So logical form is basically the structure of a logical argument. I believe that's a simple definition of it. And now we've gotten the ChatGPT research back. Oh my gosh, it gave us so much. Holy cow. Holy cow. Holy cow. Why did you have to give us 1.8? The Princeton Companion to Mathematics. Oh, this is by the same guy that wrote the book I just ordered. Weird. I didn't get a... Oh, there he goes. A very short introduction. So ours is on there. Interestingly, that book was actually written published 3 days before I was born, so it's kind of cool. So the Princeton Companion to Mathematics is a one of a kind, 1,000 plus page reference surveying virtually every major branch of mathematics. Written by dozens of leading mathematicians, it presents nearly 200 accessible articles that introduce fundamental concepts and trace the development of fields like number theory, algebra, geometry, analysis, logic, and more. It even profiles great mathematicians and explores links between math and other disciplines, biology, music, finance. This comprehensive volume is ideal for a motivated reader who wants a serious big picture understanding of math. You can dip into topics as needed or read it over time as you build your skills. While not a quick read, its clear expository style makes advanced ideas approachable to those with curiosity. It's often recommended for strong undergraduates and beyond. If you're committed to mastering mathematics in the long run, this book will be an invaluable roadmap and reference to see how all the pieces connect. Okay, yeah, we'll order that, but I'll do that tomorrow. That's going to wrap up today, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, I just ordered that Princeton Companion to Mathematics. I'll continue reading that ChatGPT list. Maybe not. Actually, I think probably what we got is probably good. We got a very, very short history, 150 page. That's a good start. Got a companion guide. We got textbooks. So I think we'll be good. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.